We start deep in the weirdness. Most people hide their childhood memories in photo albums. Aubrey Plaza's mom hides them in her underwear drawer. Yeah, you heard that right. Baby teeth, underwear. This is a kind of environment that creates a comedic psychopath.
Yep.
My mother has all my baby teeth in her underwear drawer.
What? Seriously?
Yeah.
She kept all your baby teeth and she's put them in her underwear drawer.
Yeah, she never told me that, but I found them there once. So now I know. Yeah, I keep finding these bites all over my body, and I don't know where they're coming from. I spend most of my days wondering where these... Is that...
No, it's right there. It's right there. It's I mean, that's don't stop doing that.
She leans into the witch role so hard, it's not even acting anymore. Here she is, on a show about chicken wings, casually summoning the powers of darkness to roast a Broadway legend. Patti LuPone has no idea what she agreed to.
Powers of darkness, powers of whoreness and slutness. Behaviors that only you can imagine because you're a whore. Ah, that's how it opens. Now this is serious. Spindle, spindle. Now I want you to this deck. Spend some time with it. Hey, demon be harnessed. The deck, that is the rules of, that's...
She doesn't just roast people verbally, she roasts them poetry style. Imagine being Michael Caine. You're a legend, you're Sir Michael Caine, and this crazy girl is roasting you a whole turkey in a Montreal winter. Why? Because she can.
Taught me a very, I hate to say it, I don't want any of my competitors to know this trick, but I'm just gonna do it. Michael Caine taught me that when you're in a close-up in a movie, look at the camera with only one of your eyes, and then the other eye is left for the audience. Did I get an Oscar? Okay, every time. I didn't really teach him anything, but I did roast him an entire turkey, and that was a real night. In fact, he walked up a couple flights of stairs to get it. In the dead of winter in Montreal, that's something. It was close to Thanksgiving enough that it made sense to roast a turkey. I wouldn't just, randomly roast a turkey, in April. Not Michael Caine.
Aubrey creates chaos wherever she goes, even with her own TV family. She planned a kiss on live TV that was so disturbing, it literally broke the cast's brain. She calls it a prank. I call it a psychological assault on Jerry Jurgic.
I was like, Jim, if we make out, because it was like the whole cast of Parks, we sang like a song on was it Jimmy Fallon? I literally don't remember, but it was a late night show. We sang, it was on NBC. Was it Seth Meyers? Maybe? We sang a song, the cast sang a song, and then I was like, we should start making out at the very end of the song. It'll freak everybody out. Because the show, it was like the end of the show. I was like, it'll be so disturbing. Mike Schur will kill himself. Will be so down. And then Jim is has a really dirty sense of humor, the dirtiest out of anyone.
Oh yeah.
He was like, I'm down.
I'm watching it right now.
When he came on, it was like someone kind of warned us, just so you know, he's
oh my god, you guys went. Yeah!
She took a personality quiz to find out how she dies in a horror movie. The result? Strangled by a possessed doll. Honestly, it feels perfect. It's like the universe looked at her and said, yeah, Chucky is the only one who can handle this.
Strangled by a possessed doll. This is a trick, isn't it? I was always going to get that answer because this is a setup. My answer is you got strangled by a possessed doll. You're gifted a popular doll for your birthday by a close friend. Only one problem, the doll is a murderous psychopath with a taste for blood who strangles you in your sleep. So much for your new best friend. And there is an image of Chucky pointing two pistols at me, and I just think this is very fitting for obvious reasons, because we all know why I'm here. I'm on my lunch break, and I'm going to get fired very soon. And then I'll have to pick a new career path, starring in horror films, like Child's Play, coming out on June 21st in theaters near you.
She doesn't go on vacation to relax. She goes to start international incident. She terrorized a poor baker in Sicily because he burned her pistachio cookies. Who brings 2020 investigative reporting energy to a pastry shop? Aubrey does.
The Devil's Workshop.
I got really obsessed with these pistachio cookies that this guy was making, and I don't know why it really bugged him that I kept coming back for more, and then I kept telling everybody, you gotta try these pistachio cookies like this guy over here on the Corso, and then one day he just stopped selling them, and I was like, dude, what are you doing? You know we want these cookies. And then he was like, you want those cookies? I'll bring you 50 cookies tomorrow. And then he did, but they were overcooked. And
he burned the special order.
He burned them out of spite. And this is also could all just be like, I'm crazy, like psychologically, like, I made it up in my head or something, this narrative, but I'm pretty sure it happened. And I got really it turned into kind of like a Seinfeld episode or something where I kept going every day and demanding these cookies and demanding that they not burn these. And at one point I actually started filming, and I did a 2020 investigative
You think actors go to fancy schools? Aubrey went to an abandoned Applebee's in Times Square. She was learning to act by tricking police officers in the middle of the night. That is not a class. That is a subplot in a Batman movie.
Just go out on the street?
Yeah, in Times Square. And
Your acting class was in Times Square?
Yes, it was in an abandoned Applebee's. And I'm not kidding. There was
In Times Square? There was an
in
abandoned
Times Square.
Applebee's?
Yes.
This was in Times Square was Times Square.
That's right. Back in the
day.
Back in the 06s or something.
Oh, yeah. I remember back then.
Right?
Early Bloomberg years.
That's wrong. Yeah, no, she told us the address, and then all I remember is walking up like a construction site that was in an abandoned Applebee's, and then literally walking through a door that said like, do not enter or you'll die or something.
So then she would say, now I'm going to take you onto the street, and I want you to approach a policeman and do what?
Yeah, that wasn't just one time. It was just one of those make-em-ups.
But still, that's dangerous because
Only Aubrey can adopt a kitten and immediately involve the mafia, and then explain to a national audience that the kittens were drinking, look, I can't even say it with a straight face, anus milk. She said anus milk on TV.
We brought them home, and we didn't, we had never had kittens before, and we didn't realize they were too little until they started sucking on each other's butthole.
Oh, wow.
And
why is that a giveaway that they're too little?
Well, Seth, I'm glad you asked that. We called the vet, and they said, oh, they're so little, they're looking for milk, and they don't know where to get it, so they started sucking on each buttholes, and they were trying to just find a little bit of milk.
Yeah,
But
little butt milk to make it through the day.
Yeah, just little anus milk, and then so we started feeding them with like little droppers. We learned how to get
It's very nice you taught yourself, yeah.
And,
That's nice that you guys stepped in instead of like, well, they're going to have to learn on their own.
But that actually made it onto the show.
Just when you think she's pure chaos, she hits you with this deadpan sincerity. Look at her reciting this 4-H pledge. She's terrifyingly focused. It's like she's memorizing the launch codes for a nuclear missile, but it's just about farming.
Head to greater thinking, my heart to greater loyalty, my hands to larger service, and my health to better living for my club, my community, my country, and my world. Yeah, it's not a joke. Pledges.
no one here thinks it's a joke.
No, I know. I was just
That was
saying
sincere
it. No,
appreciation.
I know. I'm just saying it so everybody knows. Like, I'm not making fun.
And you're getting a 4-H award, right?
I am. I'm getting the Alumni Medallion Award, the Legacy Award, because I'm an alumni. It was a really big part of my growing up. It made me kind of who I am.
This isn't a joke. When she was 20, she had a stroke. But because she's Aubrey, her friends thought it was just a really committed bit. She literally couldn't speak, and people were laughing. That is the most actress thing I have ever heard.
Actually was living in New York at the time. I took a train out to meet my friends in Astoria, and in mids, I went into their apartment and sentence, the right side of my body stopped working, and looked down at my arm, and I was like, whose arm is that? It's not connected to my body. And I kind of blacked out, and then I wasn't able to talk. I had expressive aphasia the next couple days, and when the paramedics came, I couldn't talk to anyone. It was a really crazy thing, and my friends actually thought I was kidding because I was always doing weird jokes, and they were like, cut it out, and I was like, it was really weird, and the paramedics thought I was on drugs because I was so young. They just weren't thinking stroke.
And inside of your head, you're panicked?
Yeah,
crazy?
I was going through the rest of my life.
If you date Aubrey Plaza, you sign a waiver. She sleeps with a dagger. Not a knife, a dagger. And she practices shanking drills in her sleep. Imagine leaning in for a kiss and getting a knife to the rib. Enter at your own risk.
Zombies, but I have a whole thing, I sleep a dagger by my side.
No, you don't.
Yes,
Do you
I do.
really?
Yes,
You
I
mean
do.
you have a dagger where? Where's the dagger? It's not in the bed.
It's on my nightstand, and every week I do a drill where I sleep. And I imagine a zombie or a murderer or whoever get me.
Right.
And have a move where I blanket and then I just shank whoever's hovering over me about to.
That seems incredibly dangerous.
She destroys everything she touches, including pizza. Who puts pasta on a pizza? Who eats coconut oil like it's soup? She turned a cooking segment into a culinary crime scene. Margaret Qualley is just trying to survive.
I have that every Friday night. Okay. Penny a la vodka and Breyer's mint chocolate chip ice cream.
I'm gonna make you a penny a la vodka Breyer with your pizza.
Thank you.
Right up.
Between the two of you and your co-star Evan, likely to start a
I would honestly pick Charlie Day. I feel like Charlie Day would start a cult by accident because he's being charming and everything.
Yeah.
But he'd be like, what? Everyone's following me. All right. This guy gets, this guy sees. Now we got the vodka in there.
Going in with some cheese, skirt it out a little. Then I'm gonna go.
We end with her crowning achievement. She is the Queen of Delaware. She beat Joe Biden in a poll. She beats everyone. She is the evil hag, the stroke survivor, the cookie terrorist, and our absolute favorite chaos agent. Long may she reign.
Because they claim year after year that you are the most famous person of note, their #1 numeralarian.
Delaware forever, and unfortunately for Joe Biden. side, and he's lost every time. And
To
he even lost to me while he was the sitting vice president, and I still beat him.
I mean-
I beat him every year.
Listen.
And